Hi guys, welcome back to Lost in My Library. My name's Kate. Today I'm doing another ARC review over Hawthorne School by Sylvie Perry. I did receive this from NetGalley, so thank you to NetGalley and the publisher, which is Crooked Lane Books. So thank you to both of them for giving me, I listened to this, so thank you for giving me the audiobook of this to read. This is a thriller, cult thriller. This centers around a cult. That is the main focus. So this follows our main character, whose name is Claudia, and she has a little boy. His name is Henry, and Henry has problems in preschool. He possibly has ADHD, but teachers are having a hard time teaching him. And one day, after an off comment from one of his preschool teachers, she hears about Hawthorne School, and she looks but can't find really anything about it. And then she finds out from her neighbor who has become her friend, um, her daughter goes to Hawthorne School. And now Hawthorne School is a school, it's a forest school, which apparently, I don't know if this is an actual thing, but in the book it is stated as something that's big kind of in the Scandinavian countries, where you spend a lot of time outdoors and playing, and not so much within the school. You do learn stuff, but you don't learn the typical things that a normal kid would learn at that age. They kind of go on this own path. So, Claudia decides to put Henry at this school to see if maybe Henry would like this school. And Henry does end up liking this school a lot, and that's when weird things start to happen. So Henry's father had been out of the picture for the longest time, and Maggie ended up. Maggie is her neighbor. I forgot to mention Maggie's her neighbor. Maggie decides to search for Henry's father, and Henry's father is not for this because it's it's very weird to an outsider, but Claudia has already kind of been ingrained in this. Claudia's on her own. She doesn't have her mother passed away. Her mother was a single mother, and of course Henry's father is out of the picture, so she has nobody in her life besides Maggie and the people that she works with, which she's not really that close to. So the Hawthorne school taking her and taking Henry in um, is seen as something just magnificent, and she just loves it because, she's seeking a community like anybody else would in her situation. And this is where it starts to begin as a cult. And as someone who has been researching, well, not really researching, but just I like watching anti-MLM videos. I that's something I like to do in my spare time, and they're commercial quotes, and I see their tactics, and I'm like, that's exactly like looking at this book that is quite literally a cult book and seeing some similarities of like how they recruit and everything. Anyways, that's a whole nother topic. This is not an it. This is not a channel that talks about MLMs. So we're getting off topic. But anyways, I've been researching that for a long time. In this book, I could see things, and when I first started reading this, I actually kind of fell into the trap at first, because when I started reading it, I was like, did I pick up a contemporary novel? Like, did I choose a contemporary novel rather than like a mystery, thriller, or horror that I usually request on NetGalley? And no, no. So there's a lot of things. I did guess a lot of the twists. They are. I saw them coming. They weren't surprising, but I haven't read a cult book in a while, and I actually really, really enjoy this. So characters, I did like Claudia, and I did like Henry. I think they're good characters. I understand where Claudia was coming from after seeing commercial cults and what happens to people in commercial cults. I understand where Claudia comes from, and I understand a lot of the different characters. I just wish when it comes to like Nate and Maggie, to see more of their story and how they got into it. But sadly, we did not. A lot of the focus ended up being on Zelma, who is the headmaster, and Evelyn, who was Henry's teacher, in the book. And again, I still kind of want more. I still want more of their motivation of like who they were before this school. I wanted more. Atmosphere, it's a big gothic school. It's such a good the place is huge. It's such a good place setting for a cult story. It's great. Writing's fine. Plot, the steady progression of everything happening. It is a little quick, but there is a time frame of like, okay, this is the deadline of when this book's gonna come to a head. We know this fairly early on of what that deadline of like where it's gonna come to a head is at. Intrigue. I was intrigued to see how this was going to end up. I was intrigued to see where our main character, what was going to happen to Claudia, and hoping for the best for Henry. Logic. The only logical thing is that there was more than one Hawthorne school. More than one. There was like 2 or 3 in the United States and then more outside of the United States. And it's just like, how is there more? When you think of cults, you think they're in one place because like they kind of, to keep the bite model, really needs to be in one place, and then there's multiple places. It's like, I don't know how logical that was, but anyways, enjoyment. I enjoyed it. It was okay. I did enjoy having a cult horror book that I haven't had one of those in a while. This is more like a thriller, probably. If it did say on NetGalley, this is for fans of Riley Sager. I think that is a fair comparison. Although, if you're a Riley Sager fan, I think Fault Lines might be a better choice. The last arc review I did, I think Fault Lines is a better comparison to Riley Sager than this book. But I think if you like Riley Sager, this might be something you would like to pick up. Definitely. Takes a lot of tropes that we've seen before in movies and other mediums, and puts it into this book. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I ended up giving this a 4 stars. So if you like, I will leave links in the description to where you can buy this book. Trigger warnings for, obviously this is a cult, so a lot of things come out of that. There is kind of this like kidnapping aspect, kind of. You'll see if you read the book. Forced drugging of not just kids but adults that were at the Hawthorne school. There is death of a lot of people that we know of, and yeah. So if you that doesn't sound good, I wouldn't pick this up. Especially the forced drug thing, because that's going to make you very uncomfortable when that finally gets revealed. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Go be a good cabbage today. Do something good for someone, even if it is for yourself. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.